Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are building the American classic, the Shotgun Suburban. I am building it in Willow Creek with the base game only today, but this style is so simple that with a little bit of restyling, it could be adapted to pretty much any world. Same floor plan, just different columns, different wallpaper, maybe a slightly different deck arrangement, and you have a great house for any world. Before we get started, I just want to remind you that however you build and however you play is totally up to you. You might not agree with how I do this, fight me in the comments. Maybe I missed something I have been wrong before. But in general, if you just want to get better at building and expand your general toolbox of designs to draw from, the shotgun is going to be a great one to know. Follow along with today's video and end up with this exact building. You can tweak a little bit to make your own, and in the future you can just build one from your own imagination. The shotgun is typically a small to mid-sized house built toward the front of the lot. Traditionally, these are built in very crammed places, so the lots are quite narrow. However, here in The Sims 4, we have ample space to do whatever we want. With that being said, it will typically be a rectangle between 1 and 3 stories, with all of the doors or hallway aligned to one side. Rooms will be arranged in a specific sequence, and they'll typically have a very narrow front porch with large shuttered windows. You want to start your shotgun with a rectangle about 3 tiles back from the front of your lot. It can be anywhere from 3 to 5, maybe even 6 tiles wide. I'm going to be going with 5 today. And then pull it back anywhere from 10 tiles to the back of your lot. I'll go to about here. You'll also want to add a front deck. Now this will be pretty small, 1 to 2 tiles wide is plenty. And I'm going to add a small one on the back as well, and I'll put stairs coming down this way. If you want to expand your shotgun, you want to build up. Traditionally, these are built on very narrow lots and you would not have space to build out to either side, so you're going to want to go up. I'm also going to put a secondary covered porch up here, and I just realized if I leave this at 2 tiles deep, I won't actually be able to fit stairs, so I'm going to bring this back down to 1 tile. You can use either short or medium height walls on these builds. I'm going to stick with short just because I like the ratio a little better, and then the foundation will be a small to medium. Somewhere in this range is totally fine. Now when it comes to floor plan, there are pretty much 2 ways to do it depending on the specific style. There are at least 4 subtypes of shotguns, so keep that in mind. But you can either have multiple rooms all lined up with no hallway, and you'll just have the doors all along this side here, or you might have a hallway with doors opening into the hallway for the bedrooms. Do the floor plan however feels right to you, but remember that all your doors are going to be along the same side of your build. Mine will be on the left today. And if you want to add stairs, those will probably go more toward the back of the house, but put them wherever they fit. Also, bathrooms. When these houses were constructed, indoor plumbing wasn't really a thing, so bathrooms are generally added on to the back of the build or just squeezed in wherever they fit inside. The traditional room order for a shotgun home is the living area will be in the front of the build, followed by 1 or 2 bedrooms, depending on the size, followed up by a kitchen and dining area at the back with another door leading outside. So downstairs I'm going with a living area followed by, technically this would be a bedroom, but I think I would probably turn this into some sort of office space since I do already have 4 bedrooms upstairs. Just the 1 bathroom, again, older construction generally. You just put the bathroom wherever it may fit, so I'm pretending that they converted the 2nd bedroom into a bathroom, added stairs, and moved the bedrooms upstairs. And then I'll put my kitchen and dining in the back here. Before we get too carried away with the inside, let's talk about finishing up the outside here. I'm putting my doors on the right side, so I will add my stairs here. Not forgetting, of course, that I also have a small deck off the back. One of the big reasons I'm so excited to bring the shotgun to you guys today is because it is 100% base game friendly. We all know that the base game is going to be free in just a couple of weeks, and if you're just starting out with building or you don't even have the game yet, this is an excellent home for you to build. As you've already seen, it is super simple to start out with. You get a lot of space, a lot of bedrooms, and a very small footprint, and it blends right in to Willow Creek. This neighborhood is supposed to have shotguns. They're not actually shotguns because they're EA builds, but they're supposed to be shotguns. So we will be doing this build 100% base game today. I'm going to be grabbing a 1 tile front door today because I want to use a couple of large shuttered windows. For the front of your build, you are going to go with evenly spaced. Again, depends 100% on how you're actually building, but as evenly spaced as you can. You're going to grab a door for whatever side your door is going on, and then large shuttered windows. This will be pretty much the same for the front and the back of your build, although if your kitchen's at the back you may use shorter windows to accommodate for the counters. So in the back of my build I'm going to use the same color, well, it's supposed to be the same color swatch, window, but I am going to place it a little higher, and it's a slightly smaller version basically, so that I can fit counters in the kitchen with no problems. In the articles I've read, they've shown that you can or could not have windows along the side of your build. I think this really comes down to the specific area that your home is in. This one we have plenty of space and no neighbors on either side, so I would have no issue adding windows here. However, if it was a question of privacy, maybe forgo the windows on at least one side of the house. I'm going to go with less ornate windows, but still match the same color palette. And I'm just going to start by adding a couple of windows to the upstairs bedrooms, trying to get them evenly spaced. And I'll add a couple of windows downstairs as well. Symmetry is not important here. I'm not wasting windows, for example, on the hallway. So then upstairs, I'll basically flip my window pattern, where I won't be wasting windows on the hallway, but because these rooms downstairs would actually benefit from windows, I'll put them down there. Double check the placement, it all makes sense. If you don't quite like the height of your windows, but they're too low if you drag them down, and you're on PC, you can hit F5 and then be able to actually place them on quarter tiles, which I think would be helpful for my first floor here. If you're going for something really old, you're going to want to stick to one story and just a flat roof, no covered deck, nothing. But if you're going for anything created after about the 1800s, you're going to add a gabled roof. Once again, you're in luck, this is pretty much the easiest roof type to do. Grab a gable, bring it up to size, extend it over your porch there, and then just pitch it down a little bit so that it looks more proportionate. If you want to add columns, you may have to turn on move objects in order to place them next to the doors or stairs. To do this on PC, hit Ctrl-Shift-C, type in bb.move objects, and you should get the confirmation code here. These columns will not interfere with the doors functioning, in case you're concerned about that. I want this column here for structural reasons, but I also don't want it to look like it's sitting on grass, so I'm just going to paint the ground there. Your roof texture can be whatever suits the world. I tend to like dark shingles. And of course, my beloved square roof trim. For siding, you're pretty much going to want to grab either horizontal siding or vertical paneling, although stucco and even shingled siding can be found in some areas. One thing you definitely want to do is use a nice bright color. I'm going to grab this beveled out roof trim and put it along the bottom of my roof piece to give it a little bit of a, I don't remember what that's called. You know, the thing. I'm also going to grab some railing, add a brick foundation, and these bricks have a matching color swatch here, so you can just add that to your stairs, and some wood to your porch, deck, patio. I forget the differences. If you're going for an older feel, then inside you'll probably want to add something that has baseboards and or crown molding. A newer updated feel, pick whatever the heck you want. If you plan on adding fireplaces, they do tend to go on interior walls, and this fireplace would definitely be double-sided and go into both the living area at the front of the house as well as the next room over. Now if you've built along with us this far and are realizing this isn't quite what you're going for, don't worry. If you're looking for a similarly simple build that can maybe be something other than a rectangle, I recommend checking out a ranch, which that video will be up on the 10th, or even a Saltbox Colonial, which will be up on the 27th. And don't forget there are also several other versions of the shotgun that have a little bit more shape variation. Also, this is The Sims 4, we don't have rules, and you don't have to be judged if you don't want to be. I do want to touch on the kitchen really quickly. Generally, this will be a fairly compact space, only 3 or 4 tiles wide, which means a line kitchen or a galley kitchen is going to be your best friend here. Because of how this space ended up being laid out, I'm going to go with a line kitchen along this wall, and then place my dining stuff over here. Here's an example of a super simple and completely functional line kitchen, as well as a nice little dining area. For the bathroom, there's not really going to be a right or wrong way to lay it out. Just keep in mind the general style you're going for. Is it old? Is it old but refurbished? Is it a new construction? And go from there. These little cutout spaces behind the stairs can be a great place to add a shower, and given that these tend to be older homes, it would most likely have a bathtub as well. This still leaves you plenty of room for a toilet, a sink, and all the other bathroom necessities. If you wanted this build to feel more modern, I would highly recommend keeping the main walls, because the segmented style of the shotgun is what really gives it its signature charm, if you will, but you could always make it feel more open by removing some of these doors and adding a nice big glass door or an archway to still keep the wall but give a more open feel. Replacing the wallpaper and windows will go a long way as well, but remember, this door, big window, possibly a third big window, front of the building is imperative to the shotgun style. So even if you do switch out the windows, make sure you're still keeping that general vibe. For a few more stylistic touches, you could always add some exterior floor trim to your upper decks. This can give a little bit more definition between the columns. You could also add a spandrel. Again, the base game does really have some great options for this. And they would really add to that slightly over-decorated traditional shotgun charm. Now, as far as landscaping goes, it's going to depend a lot on the lot and the world that you're in. Because these are typically built so close to the front of the lot, even up to the sidewalk, you may not even have a front yard. But if you do, a few simple flowers will be more than enough. Go ahead and add your mailbox out front, and finish decorating and landscaping your lot to whatever suits your budget, your Sims needs, their style. At this point, it's pretty much an open book. I just added a few finishing touches, and those are the basics of building a shotgun-style suburban home in The Sims 4. To recap, it's a long, narrow rectangle with doors all the way down just the one side. Your first floor will have a main living space, followed by a bedroom, possibly a second bedroom, and then your combined kitchen dining. It's someone's snack time. Then if you add a second story, it's mostly going to be bedrooms, possibly another bathroom. You can go all the way up to 3 stories. Your build will be anywhere from 3 to 6 tiles wide, although if you want to expand, you can either go up or mirror whatever your build has exactly on the other side with one shared wall. This is called a double barrel shotgun, and then you can open up the space in between them. Or leave them separate and have roommates, because that's fun too. If you enjoyed this quick tutorial on the shotgun style, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and help us hit that 500 subscriber goal. If we can hit that by the end of October, I will continue this series in January. I have a list of 57 houses I want to try to build, but of course only 31 or so will fit in October, so if you want to see the rest of the list, you'll have to subscribe. Check out this top card here for a playlist of all of these build tutorials I've put on the channel so far, and check out the bottom video for a quick guide to landscaping if that's something you'd like to learn more about. Thanks so much for hanging out with us today. Don't forget to also leave in the comments if there are any specific houses you'd like to see that I may have forgotten or don't have on my schedule yet, and I look forward to seeing you back here again tomorrow. Bye!